Hello student, we meet here for the paper electromagnetic wave and the paper code is the EC501. I am Arnab Das. Today discuss about basic vector and also the basic for the vector calculus. Last few days we talk about the basic vector and also the various kind of coordinate system. Basically we are talking about the spherical coordinate system. Why? Because this is also an example for the orthogonal coordinate system. Last day we talked about the cylindrical coordinate system. Before that we talked about the Cartesian coordinate system also. Each and every one coordinate system which one is discussed in here, they are the orthogonal coordinate system, because each and every axis for the coordinate is defined as 90-degree apart. If we talk as a recall point of view, each and every one for the Cartesian coordinate which is defined by the x, y, z as a axis point of view, there x and z axis 90-degree apart, x and y axis also 90-degree apart, with also z and y axis also 90-degree apart. That means each and every one coordinate axis is 90-degree apart. If you talk about for the cylindrical coordinate system, they are defined as a form of rho, phi and z, where rho is defined as a radial distance for the cylinder, and phi is defined from the x axis how much angular shift is required to get the ultimate point, that is the phi, and z is defined how much at the z axis direction the point position if you want to identify for the cylindrical coordinate system. So here also rho, phi, z individual coordinate axes are 90-degree apart. So each and every cases which one last detail we discussed, they are the orthogonal coordinate system. Now today we discuss about the spherical coordinate system. Here spherical coordinates are defined as a form of r, theta, phi, where the r is defined as a radial distance for the sphere and the theta is defined from the z axis. If you compare with the cylindrical if we compare with the uh, Cartesian coordinate system, from the z axis how much angular shift is required, that one will be defined for the theta, and phi is defined from the x axis if we relate with the Cartesian coordinate system. So how much from x axis it is defined by the phi 1 on there. So r, theta, phi is defined the coordinate axis for the spherical coordinate system. For the spherical coordinate system, if you are interested to identify the differential distance, that time you have to know what kind of shift you also record for individual small change of the distance. If we consider for the r, that time the small distance will be defined by this d of r. If you think for the small angular displacement, that is the d of theta, how much length will be covered on there. If we just compare with the previous knowledge, that time the circumference for a circle is defined by the 2 pi of r. So for the 2 pi of r is covered by the angular shift of the 2 pi. So if you are interested to identify the calculate what value of length is differ by the variation of the d of theta, that time the value will become 2 pi r divided by of 2 pi, and it will be multiplied with the d of theta. So what happened, this will be defined the value of 2 pi, it will be cancel each other, the ultimate value will become as a r of d theta, and that one is written in this section. That is for the angular shiftment, the small angular shift for the d theta, that time the length shift will be as a form of the r of d theta. Same way if you calculate for the small section variation for the phi section, that is the phi angular shift, how much length will be vary on there, that time this will be as a value of r sine theta of d phi. Why this is the r sine theta of d phi? That time you have to compare with the Cartesian coordinate with also the relate with the cylindrical coordinate. From the cylindrical coordinate we can know that what is the value of the rho also. Rho is defined the value of the x square plus of y square as a square root of x square plus of y square. From this kind of expression you can got it the value why it is coming as a r of sine theta d phi. So this is not the mandatory in here for the calculation or proof in this case, though we are talking about for your simplicity. Differential distance, now we just know about for the small change of the r, it is defined the tr. For the small change of the d phi, the length displacement will be the r d theta, and for the angular displacement, small angular displacement for the d phi, it will be defined, the length displacement will be as a r d theta of d phi. So each and every one term, if you know that time the total one for the length one, if the variation of any kind of shift it is occurred for the change of the value of the r, theta and phi, that time the combination of this one will be resultant for the differential distance. If the length is only used for the the r shift, that time the expression dl will be as a value of the dr only. But if it is due to the reason of the phi and also the r, that time the expression will be the combined form the dr and also the r sin theta of d phi. So if three are the ultimate reason to get the differential displacement, that time each and every one term you have to write down for identifying the expression for the differential displacement, and that one is defined the r of dr theta as a unit vector. Here it is defined as a cap is unit vector, here the r is the unit vector as a cap, this is theta is the defined the unit vector, because the differential displacement also an vector term. So this is r of dr theta of dr theta, which is written from here, and this is the phi is the unit vector is multiplied with the magnitude term, that is the r sin theta of d phi. So from this one you can get it the value for the differential distance. Now if you are interested to identify the differential surface, that time their individual one axis you have to maintain as a constant and the another two axes you have to as a variable form. So if you are interested to vary the theta and phi, that time the constant term or the normalized vector term will be as a r direction form, and for this reason that time the expression will become this is the d of r, that is the r is the normalized vector or normal vector with respect to theta and phi surface. So that time the expression will be as a r d theta and the r d of l phi, and if you just write down the individual one expression in this case, that is the r of d theta and the r of sin theta, so it's mean that is the r square sin theta d phi and d theta, this is written in this case. And if you consider the surface is the theta and phi, that is the r and theta phi is apply on there, the theta is the normalized vector on there, that time this is defined the s of d phi, and this dlr, this is defined for the dr, and d of phi is already you know that this is the r of sin theta of d phi. If you just multiply these two, that time the magnitude will become as the r sin theta dr and d of phi. Same way for the surface of r and theta, the normalized that time the phi 1, so this is the phi 1, the differential surface will be defined in this way. Differential volume will be combination of variation for the individual each and every coordinate. So each and every one term, if you just multiply this differential distance which you got it on there, if you multiplied each and every one term, that time the differential volume can be got on there. So what will be then, this will be the r into r sin theta, that means the r square sin theta, then dr d theta d phi, look at this one is written on here. So I think each and everyone can able to understand what is the spherical coordinate, and from there you can able to identify what will be the formation for the differential distance, differential surface and differential volume also. Now there an example is given to you. Let if you just consider this one for the blue section, we are interested to identify what is the area is behind of that. So that time you have to identify what kind of length or variation is required on there. So here variation in the x axis and also the y axis, so the integration will be as a form of the dy and the dx, and for the dy the variation is from 2 to up to 6. So it is written here from 2 to 6. If you consider for the x, that time the variation is occurred from the 3 to 7, and for this reason it is written as integration from 3 to 7, and the variation length variation is occurred, differential length variation is occurred for the y and x, and for this reason it is written as a dy and dx, and if you integrate that time the resultant will become as a 16, and this is due to the reason of z axis is as a constant one, because we know that if you want to get the surface, that time uh, any one coordinate you have to maintain as a constant one. That means if you want to get the xy plane, that time the z1 you have to maintain as a constant. If you want to get the yz plane, that time x will be constant on there to meet the surface. So area and surface integral will be the similar type of surface, like the r is a constant and f is the constant and q is the constant, etc. This way it can be made on this one. Now this is an example, you can also calculate, this is one kind of home task also, you can be try yourself, by which you can also able to understand what is the way you have to do this one. Just I am just giving you tips by which you can be easy for understand, also calculate this one example. The question is that you have to calculate the what is the distance of B and C. So that is B and C is this one point. Look that each one every one point is defined as a form of the Cartesian coordinate form. This is the x, y, z. So if you consider for the x, for the C, that time this is the 0. If you consider for the C, the y value is the 5, and for the z the value is the 10 on there. For the B, that time the x is the 0, y is the 5 and z is the 0. So if you want to get this one, that time the displacement is only due to the reason of the z. But if that means the integration for the z, and this one is varying from the 0 to 10, that is integration will be as a form of integration will be as a form of from 0 to 10, and that one is for the d of z. So from this one you can able to calculate what is the value for the BC, same way for the CD, but in this case you have to check that here also d is defined as a Cartesian coordinate, but CD is the angular shift is occurred. So how can your length form will become on there? So that time the individual coordinate point you have to identify by using the cylindrical coordinate point value. If you convert this one, then the integration will be due to the change here, this is the change for the phi one. So you have to integration will be for the phi, that is integration is phi will be defined on there. So in this way the surface will be also got it on that. You just try this one, I think each and everyone can do this one, and if there any kind of query, then obviously you can meet in the class and I should explain that one term. Now this is the notation in the various calculation. Vector calculus, there this kind of various notation is you can able to see, and here this is the summarized this one. For the vector addition, if v1 and the v2 is the vector, that time this can be formed in such a way, that is the addition of two vector, it also will be the defined as vector. If this is the scalar product, that time also it will be defined as vector. And if you convert for the dot product point of view, that time it will be converted into the form of the scalar term, and if the cross product for the two vector, that time it will be also defined as vector. So for the triple product, the expression will be given as a v1 dot of v2 cross of v3, that is the cross product, and after that you have to do the dot product. So ultimately the product term value will be as a scalar one, because initially you just check on that here v2 cross of v3, this will be the vector value. Now vector value is multiplied or dot product with the v1, so the resultant will become as a dot product, the ultimately value will become as a scalar one. And dot product of the cross product of these two vector, it will be explained as such. Now for the cross product case, what happened for the cross product, this is define and vector term, because here initially when you do the v2 and the v3 as a cross product, that time it will be the vector term, and vector term is again cross product with the v1, so ultimately result will be a vector term also. There another kind of differential operator is used for the vector calculus, which is also required for your M theory or electromagnetic wave, and that one is the gradient. Gradient is defined for function f will be defined as the d of f, del of f. For the divergence, it will be defined the del dot of the f, and if we consider for the curl, that time it will be defined the del cross of f. So each and every term will be explained according to your requirement. Now for the Laplacian operator, that one will be defined the, this is the del of f, that is dot product of gradient of the function of f. For the vector Laplacian form, this is defined as a del square of f, that means this is defined the dot of f. So this will be defined the vector Laplacian form. Into the integral form, this is defined also for the gradient is defined as a form of this one. So this one is little bit required, and obviously it will be required for your generation of the gradient theorem. And for the divergence theorem, that one will be explained this one from. This is the integral of the divergence of the vector field over a n-dimensional solid V is equal to the flux of the vector field through the n minus of dimensional cross boundary surface the solid. Now the curl is also is as an integral point of view, this is represented as such. The integral of the curl of the vector field over the surface summation of n as a r of 3 is equal to circulation of the vector field around the closed curve bounding surface. Now for the Green theorem, this is also the integrand term. The Green theorem of the vector calculus is defined that the integral of the divergence or the curl of a vector field over the sum region A in R square equal to the flux of the vector field over the closed curve bounding the region. So I think little bit you have to know about the various kind of operator, and also you also required to identify what is the orthogonal coordinate system, and also discuss in here for the spherical coordinate distance and spherical coordinate, what is the way by which you have to calculate the differential value for the integration value, how can you calculate this one. So I think each and everyone can able to understand this one topic today which I just discussed. Next day we will be talk with the another one topic related to this one, that is the electromagnetic wave. Till have a good day and bye.